Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into another college football stadium video. And today, guys, we're going with my top 5 favorite college football stadiums. This list is strictly opinionated by me. My overall vibe for a stadium, how I feel when I'm watching a game. It all comes into focus. It all gets taken into account. And guys, it's just my list, just my opinion, not a big deal. But let's go over my top 5 favorite stadiums. Starting at number 5, it is Notre Dame Stadium. I know what you're going to say. It's boring. It's just a worse version of the Big House. But guys, this is strictly me and me alone. When I tell you, when you're watching a Notre Dame football game on a Saturday afternoon, a 3:30 game, in October, and you see the way the sun sets across the field, there's nothing more beautiful than watching it at Notre Dame. I just love the way it happens, and it's a very good stadium. They renovated it recently. They added a few extra decks. I don't know. I just get a great vibe with it. I know people will say that it's boring. There's nothing to it. It's just one big, giant deck. But I love watching football games at Notre Dame Stadium. It's something about those 3:30 games, the way the sun sets. I love it. It's like this weird tradition. You got a nice Saturday. It's 6 o'clock, early third quarter. You're seeing this, the shadows slowly start to creep across the field. You're not going to get a vibe like that anywhere else. Let me just tell you, I had to add it as one of my top 5 favorite stadiums. Notre Dame Stadium comes in at number 5. Moving to number 4, it's going to be FOLSOM Field. Home to Colorado. And guys, it's on this list for one specific reason. The view is just ridiculous. This place does need a serious renovation, but there are so many unique factors to it. It almost looks like you guys see I don't know if those are suites or what they are, but there's like a weird roof. It almost looks like it's an apartment building or hotel, over the stadium. Very interesting. And then on the other side, there's some brick building, and it looks like a giant restaurant that you can watch. So this is a very unique stadium. Obviously, if you look at the aerial shots, it's absolutely unbelievably gorgeous. It looks like a crazy great college town. The way the stadium is snuggled in there. Oh my goodness. It looks like Greece. Oh, it's amazing. That's the 8th wonder of the world. That is the 8th wonder of the world now. I mean, if they upgraded that stadium, maybe put like $100 million into it, easier said than done, I know. But it would probably be, more people would start recognizing it. I had to put it on this list when I was researching these things. And, you may say it's a technicality. The actual stands, the actual stadium is not in the best of shape. But come on. The location, the way it looks like such a great college town. It just fits college football to me. It's got to be on the list. It's not number 1. It's not number 1. It's number 4 on my list of best stadiums. Moving on down to number 3. It is going to be AUTZEN Stadium, home to the Oregon Ducks, and I have to include one of these types of stadiums every time I do a list like this. The stadium fits the university, fits the whole Oregon vibe so well. Very unique design overall with how the seats kind of loop around in kind of a cool curve pattern. It just fits Oregon, the greenness, the dampness of the Pacific Northwest. I just love it. And Oregon, I mean, listen, they recently did renovate it in 2002. I thought this was actually a new stadium for some reason, but it was built in 1966, renovated in 2002. It's got a capacity of 54,000, which I think is the perfect sweet spot to where basically every one of your games will sell out. You don't want to make a capacity of 80 or 90K if you're a school like Oregon, because there's going to be a lot of empty seats. So they sell out basically every game. With the way the stadium is designed, the noise levels are great. One specific game I remember, I don't know if anyone else remembers, the non-conference Michigan State-Oregon game which, happened maybe in 2014, 2015 with Marcus Mariota when Oregon was down early in that game. They come back. I just remember this stadium. I feel like that's the one game I remember this stadium for. It's so unfortunate due to 2020 and what happened, Ohio State not being able to visit. Could you imagine Ohio State at Oregon? Oh, that would have been so fun. It would have been amazing to go to Eugene, Oregon. It is a great vibe there. This stadium comes in at number 3 on my list, moving to number 2 and coming in at that spot. It is going to be Ohio Stadium. I had to do it, the horseshoe. What a unique, remarkable design. Recently expanded the student section in the one end zone. I believe that was back in like 2012 or 2013. They had a capacity of around 109K at the height of it. It's been lowered because they wanted to create more suites and stuff. Recent renovations have put the capacity at around 102,000, which would make it the 3rd biggest stadium in college football. And it's just the overall unique design, the horseshoe feel, the red vibe of it. It's beautiful. It comes in at number 2 on my list, and they've done a great job of renovating it, by the way, modernizing it, because it is very old, and they've gone through several massive renovations. If you look at way older photos of Ohio Stadium, and the capacity used to be like 50,000, and they just keep expanding the seats. The 2 decks are very balanced. Both of the decks are basically the same height, which is very pleasing to me. And I just love the overall unique look of the horseshoe, the way it kind of circles around. And then you've got the massive wall of students on the one end zone. So it comes in at number 2. But guys, number 1, I've got to do it. The best stadium in college football, in my opinion. It's got to be Beaver Stadium. And I will say, it does have a little bit of an NFL vibe, just when you look at it from an outside perspective. But overall, the whiteout, it's massive. It gets ridiculously loud. And I think there's enough unique factors to it with kind of that massive grandstand right in the center to put it at number 1 on my list. There's no better place than the whiteout when it comes to overall college football atmospheres. It does have enough unique factors, in my opinion, to push it to number 1 on my list. I believe it is currently the 2nd biggest stadium in college football, 107,000 capacity, and they are talking about implementing a renovation to it. That should be going down in the year 2024. I do not believe they're adding any seats or anything. I mean, there'd be no reason to add seats. It's already the 2nd biggest stadium, but just overall modernizing it, making it a little bit better. It is unbelievable. It's got a great atmosphere. So guys, just to summarize, that is my list of top 5 favorite stadiums in college football, or best stadiums, whatever. It's just my opinion, but Notre Dame Stadium coming in at number 5. Just overall, I love the vibe, the 3:30 vibe. The other thing I'll say about Notre Dame Stadium, very clean. It just looks clean to me. Number 4, I mean, the University of the views. You can't beat the views with Colorado. 3, Oregon. Love the overall feel. It fits the university so well. Number 2, Ohio State and Ohio Stadium. Basically on any top stadiums list, Ohio Stadium's going to be top 3, top 5 at worst. And then you've got Beaver Stadium coming in at number 1 due to the overall atmosphere. And Beaver Stadium just has such a party-like atmosphere, it feels like. It really does. So it comes in at number 1 on my list. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.